I'm picking Keith Thurman, and I'm saying it on this occasion. I'm picking Keith Thurman. I'm going to say it's a 50-50 fight. I think all fights mostly 50-50 when you're at the top level. But I'm picking Keith Thurman to win this fight because of his movement. I think he's going to do a little bit something different, you know.
It just keep getting worse and worse for Team Crawford. Y'all don't want to miss this video, because this one right here says it all. Before we get into the next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button and sub to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Now, we all got the news, and we all know that the fight that everybody want to see between Errol the Truth Spence and Bud Crawford, it don't look like it's happening. We know that Bud pulled out to fight David. I've been sneezing, and I keep telling y'all that they didn't want to fight. I said, you know what I'm saying? Once you go down the whole timeline and you piece everything together, what you come out with and what you find is that Terence Crawford never really wanted to fight as bad as they said they did. They didn't want to fight like that, because if they did, they'll be fighting Errol Spence next. It's plain and simple as that. But this video right here, this video proves everything that I've been telling y'all. And not only that, Bernie, right? I'ma exploit this nigga because he get to talking so much. He don't believe the shit that he be saying. And I'm gonna prove to y'all that that man just be talking and he don't even believe what he be saying himself. Because this shit right here, oh yeah, this takes the cake right here. So y'all make sure that y'all watch the whole video, because y'all don't want to miss this one. Real talk. Ain't no denying this, right? Your Bud Crawford dick riders, right? Your Bud Crawford fanatics, ain't no denying this one right here. So hit the like button and just sit back and listen. You feel me? Let me go back to what I was saying. Like I said, we already know that Bud didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Bud, he had been going back and forth telling BLK Prime everything that was going on with his negotiations with PBC. You know what I'm talking about? He was telling BLK Prime everything. Every time Al Heyman made him an offer, what was he doing? He was running right back to the executives at BLK Prime and letting them know every offer that Al Heyman made him, right? But of course, like I said before, he was telling them in his own words. So he was leaving out a lot of shit. So he was telling some of the truth and he was telling a lot of lies. And he was using it so they could feel sympathetic for him, and he was using it as negotiation tactics. But he was only using those negotiation tactics on one end. That was with BLK Prime. He wasn't going back to Al Heyman and PBC and letting them know that he was negotiating with other people to give Al Heyman and the PBC a chance to counteroffer, right? Why wasn't he doing that? Well, he wasn't doing that because he didn't really want to fight. He was going to BLK Prime because he wanted them to give him a way out of the fight, to give him a valid excuse why he didn't have to fight Errol Spence, right? That's where they came up with that $10 million number. Because if you came out and you said, okay, well, he pulled out of the fight to make $3.5 million guaranteed, then people really gonna get on this helmet. But if you come out and say, look, at least Bud is getting $10 million guaranteed to fight a nobody. It's an easy fight. How can you be mad at him? And so that's the narrative and the story that they ran with for his PR. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Enough is enough about all of that. We already know all of that. We already know all of that shit is set in stone. It's already done. But everybody been wondering, who is Errol Spence gonna fight? So the news came out that Errol Spence is mandated, if he stays at 147 pounds, he don't have no way around it. He got to fight Keith Thurman. Errol Spence hasn't told us if he's going to accept to fight Keith Thurman or not. But let me just let y'all hear what Bernie the Boxer, basically Terence Crawford's spokesman, Bud say, hey, I give Bernie full authority to speak on my behalf. And we know basically whatever Bernie say, 9 times out of 10, Terence Crawford feel the same way because they're a team. And like he said, he give Bernie full authority to speak on his behalf. Now let's listen to what Bernie has to say about Jerron Bucenis, Keith Thurman and about Errol Spence.
Keith Thurman fight, and I think it's a good in-house fight. Name-worthy fight, better than Stanionis. I think Boots would have been a hell of a fight too, but Boots a stern test. So they did everything they could not to fight Boots. Spence didn't really want to turn up. Spence didn't really want to turn up. Keith Thurman been looking. Everybody thinks Spence gonna stop him to the body. He looks vulnerable, so they looking for easy work. They're trying to get a big name, easy work. Easy to make in between. In-house fight because he is with Al Heyman.
So I'm gonna cut it right there, cause it gets worse, but I'm gonna cut it right there. So you heard this man Bernie say that Errol Spence, he was afraid of Boots. He picked Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman is easy work. Keith Thurman been looking vulnerable, and they was looking for some easy work, and they didn't want no smoke with Boots. Let me ask you this. You saying that Keith Thurman was looking for easy work? What the fuck is David I've been sneezing? You pulled out of the Errol Spence fight. You didn't want no smoke with him. But you heard Boots and them. They said, hey, we didn't hear nothing from Terence Crawford and his team. If they had contacted us, we would have took that fight in a heartbeat. We would have even let him make all the money. We wouldn't even gave a damn about the money because we know we'll beat his ass. What happened? Why y'all didn't want to call Boots? See, the difference is between Errol Spence not choosing Boots and you not choosing Boots is a very big difference. Errol Spence is not able to choose who he fights with his mandatory. Boots is one mandatory. Stanionis is another mandatory. Keith Thurman is another mandatory. The WBC, they mandated Keith Thurman and Errol Spence to fight, meaning that if Errol Spence chooses to fight Jerron Boots Ennis, they'll strip him of that WBC title, taking away his chance of becoming undisputed ever at 147. You goddamn idiot. But Crawford, he don't got none of those problems. Crawford is his own boss, like he said, and he's able to do what he wants. And he don't have no mandatories. He don't have no mandatories to stop him from doing shit. So why didn't y'all fight Boots? Yeah, y'all didn't want no smoke with Boots. Stop trying to put that on Errol Spence because the whole world see y'all didn't want no smoke with Jerron Boots Ennis. And also, the whole world saw that y'all just wanted an easy fight for an easy payday. That's what you did. If Errol Spence go and fight Keith Thurman, well, you said that Keith Thurman was an easy payday, right? But then, y'all, listen to the whole video. Listen to this, y'all.
And so with this fight with Keith Thurman, which I'm picking Keith Thurman, and I'm saying it on this occasion, I'm picking Keith Thurman. I'm going to say it's a 50-50 fight. I think all fights mostly 50-50 when you're at the top level. But I'm picking Keith Thurman to win this fight because of his movement. I think he's going to do a little bit something different. I think Keith Thurman rises to the occasion. And the other two fights, they wasn't nothing but stay busy fights, get a check, tired of sitting around and, spending up your Manny Pacquiao money. And now had to get some more money. This is what it is. Had to re-up. So he had two fights. And, I'm sure he's been in training because he already knew he was going to get the call. Keith Thurman ain't no dummy. Keith Thurman been around. He ain't no dummy. He ain't no lost for words. He's a smart fella. He know how to talk and he know how to fight. I don't like his style, but the man know how to fight. He's very ring savvy in there. He's very ring aware. And I'm thinking it's going to be a hell of a fight, And I want to say that too, when Bud was coming up to the division, he picked Keith Thurman's going to be his toughest fight. He said because the way Keith Thurman throw punches from different angles, he's light on his feet. He know how to move and different things like that. So like I say, I'll give Keith Thurman super credit. The one defeat that he had with Manny Pacquiao, he was on Pacquiao's ass at the end of the fight.
See, this is the type of shit that happens when you get the run in your mouth and you don't believe the shit that you talking yourself and you speaking just from jealousy, envy, and hate. You get to sounding real stupid because y'all just heard this man say that the only reason Errol Spence was picking Keith Thurman is because he was looking for an easy test. Keith Thurman been looking vulnerable and he know he can beat Keith Thurman because it's an easy ass fight for him. Then he turns around and praises Keith Thurman. It says that he's actually picking Keith Thurman to beat Errol Spence, right? He says that Terence Crawford feels that Keith Thurman is the best fight for him. That's what he said. I don't gotta make shit up because I just played it for y'all. Y'all can hear it yourself. So this man is picking Keith Thurman to beat Errol Spence right after he just said that Errol Spence was looking for an easy fight, and the only reason Errol Spence is picking Keith Thurman is because Keith Thurman is looking very vulnerable. Make it make sense to me, y'all. Make the shit make sense. But that ain't all. Listen to this.
When they reach that certain level, they know what they do in that ring, and they do what best suits them. So like I said, taking a break, I ain't mad at Keith Thurman. He finna fight a big fight, and hell, hopefully, he come out victorious, and shit, maybe we get the fight.
Did he just say, hopefully, Keith Thurman come out victorious, and then maybe we'll get to fight Keith Thurman? Oh yeah, that's what y'all heard. It looking real bad for y'all out here. Looking real bad. So you mean to tell me that Terence Crawford didn't want to fight Errol Spence the whole time? Say it ain't so. You mean to tell me that Terence Crawford and his team is hoping that Keith Thurman wins the fight so they can actually fight Keith Thurman, not Errol Spence? Huh? Sound real interesting, don't it? Y'all looking real bad out here. You know what? I ain't even gonna say no more in this video. The man never wanted to fight Errol Spence once he seen that nigga was back to that nigga with the shag. Hit my like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that y'all drop a comment in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about this one.